don't know about you, but for the longest time, I was thinking I was going to be doing this post game show coming off a loss. I mean, it looked pretty bleak. Um, Sean Clifford seemed like he was hobbled from, from getting hit in the leg early, like late in the first half, and just didn't quite seem as effective in the second half. And then threw an awful, awful pick six, which he should have been hitting a wide open Mitchell Tinsley for a huge gain. And, it seemed like that was going to be enough for Purdue to win. But then, lo and behold, they run the 2-minute drill. Cliff finds Kevon Lee wide open in the end zone, little lob pass to score what ended up being the game-winning touchdown with 57 seconds to go. But, Mark, just your thoughts on the game in general. It was really just seemed like a crazy wild back and forth where, it just seemed there was times we were just going from despair to hope, back to despair.
Yeah, it was like you said, when Cliff threw that pick six, I'm thinking like, oh my God, like you put together a great drive, the drive prior, Keandre Lambert-Smith, a lot of credit to him to overcome some drops earlier in the game, makes a catch, makes a guy miss, and just runs past Purdue's defense. You get a score, you take the lead, you force a 3-and-out, and you get a first down pretty quickly and a run by Kevon Lee. And then you have Mitchell Tinsley wide open the middle of the field. It's going to put you in field goal range. You think, all right, Clifford hits this, you go down, you score, you put the game on ice. And it was, and I'm sure Sean Clifford will tell you the same thing. Probably one of the worst throws he's ever made in his career as Penn State's quarterback. Overthrows a wide open Mitchell Tinsley. It's picked off. Purdue runs it back 70 yards. They take the lead. Penn State goes 3-and-out, and you're thinking, oh boy, here we go. They're going to find a way to lose this game. And to their credit, they didn't. They got a stop on defense. They drew a couple penalties, forced a punt, and Sean Clifford led one of the most efficient drives you will ever see, capped off by that wheel route, which I will say, I was texting my buddy Joe earlier in the night, the wheel route, one of my favorite routes in all football. You're almost always going to have a matchup nightmare. Hits Kevon Lee in the end zone. Penn State takes the lead. Purdue gets it about midfield. Chop Robinson gets a sack to seal it, and it's over. But yeah, it was stressful. And I will say, entering halftime, it was a game I thought was not going to be stressful. And we'll get on this as we go on. But when Zakee Wheatley forced that fumble, Joey Porter Jr. recovered it, leads to a touchdown pass, a long touchdown pass to Brenton Strange. Right before the half, I'm thinking, you know what, Penn State's going to come out and probably not necessarily blow Purdue out, but win this thing without being super stressful. And it was not the case at all. But, all the credit in the world. And as anyone who's listened to the show knows, I might be Sean Clifford's biggest opponent. I'm not a huge believer in Sean Clifford, but to his credit, puts together, the best drive of his career at Penn State. Leads the Nittany Lions down. He hits Kevon Lee in the end zone, and it was not easy. It was stressful. I threw my hat multiple times. God bless my wife on more than one occasion. Came out and made sure I was okay in the living room. And in the end, Penn State's 1-0, and that's what matters. They're 1-0. They found a way to beat Purdue, and yeah, and we will get into this again, but I do think this is a team with a lot of growth to be had. I think they can be a lot better a month from now than they are now. But all that matters is they played a very good Purdue team to start the season on the road, and they got a victory. And ultimately, that's all you can ask for. You start the road. You start the season with a road game against a conference opponent, and you start 1-0. You're always going to be happy, especially when that game is against a team coming off a 9-1 season and brings back their quarterback. Yeah, you're 1-0. That's all you can ask for right now. You're 1-0. And you know what? You go play Ohio next week, who might be the worst team you play all year, and you have weeks to get ready for Auburn.